Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Nico and I do mostly guitar related stuff, gear reviews and covers, so please consider subscribing if you're into that type of content. So in this video we are comparing the Rode Wireless Go and the Tascam DR-10L, which are two lapel mics that you may run across if you're looking at getting better audio, whether that's for a YouTube channel or if you're a videographer. And bear in mind that this comparison is not really apples to apples here, because one is wireless and one isn't. But I still wanted to compare them because they are in the same price range, and ultimately you can achieve the same results with both systems. Now this video isn't going to be an in-depth review because there are already plenty of those for both the mics out there. Instead I will just do a few sounds comparisons indoors and outdoors, and I will also give you my personal thoughts, like pros and cons for each of the mics. Based on personal experience. And hopefully this will help you in the purchase decision if you're on the fence for any of the mic. Before we hear how these mics sound, just wanted to throw a few things out there. First, both mics are from very good brands. Both Tascam and Rode are leaders in the industry, so you're not buying crap in any case. Now they both come at $200, but keep in mind that the Rode does not include the lav at that price. You'll have to go for the, I think, $280 bundle to get the lav with the Rode. Or you could also buy a cheaper lav to pair it with on eBay. You can find, I think, from $10 to $15. Not going to be the best quality though. On the other hand, the Tascam includes a very decent quality lav in the $200 price tag. And if you are interested in purchasing the mics, I've put affiliate link in the description below you can use. Let's now hear how they sound indoor first, and then I will take you with me outdoors to see how they handle noisier environments. So what you're hearing now is the Tascam DR-10L. I'm in a very quiet room. I've put the mic straight on my t-shirt, and the only noise that would come from the room is from the light that has a very slight fan noise that I'm hoping you won't hear. So yeah, this is how it sounds. Let's now switch to the Rode. And you are now hearing the Rode Wireless Go. So note that I've got the lapel mic from the Tascam DR-10L plugged into the wireless transmitter, and then I've got the receiver going straight into the Sony a7 III. So this is what you're hearing now. And for the last indoor test, this is a Rode Wireless Go, but this time with the internal mic on the transmitter, and same setup going straight into the Sony a7 III. And you've seen that I could clip this transmitter right on my t-shirt. It's a bit heavy, but you can either clip it here or put it inside as well. But that might be a bit too close to the mouse, and you might have more bass if you do it this way. So let's go outdoor for the rest of the tests. Hey guys, I'm now outside testing the two mics. So what you're hearing now is the Tascam DR-10L, and there should be quite a bit of noise because this time around there's a lot of cicadas in Australian forests. So that's also probably a good opportunity to see how these mics perform in like rejecting ambient noise. There shouldn't be too much wind, hopefully, because I'm covered by the trees, but yeah, let's switch now to the Rode. What you're hearing now is the Rode Wireless Go. Note that I'm using the same lapel that comes with the Tascam, so it is plugged straight into the transmitter, and then the receiver is plugged into the Sony with a gain of about 14, I think, on the Sony. It's halfway through because the levels were pretty weak, but you can pump up the level on the Wireless Go themselves. I think I'm halfway through as well on that medium level. Alright guys, and this is the last test I'm going to be doing with the Rode Wireless Go, but this time just with the internal mic. As you can see, I've got it clipped on my t-shirt, and it's still very noisy, so I'm assuming this one's going to perform worse than the two other solutions. Of course, the lapel mics should give you a much better audio, but you know, you've got the versatility with the Wireless Go to just clip it on like this and it should work pretty decent. So yeah, here you go, back into the video indoors. Okay, so we're back in the office. Which one did you think sounded best? Let me know in the comments. I am very curious to see what you guys think. Now let me share with you some of my personal favorite and not so favorite things about the mics. And let's start with the Tascam. The first thing is that using the Tascam always gives me peace of mind, as I know it will get the job done. It's reliable and there is no risk involved with your talent getting too far or having interferences. And there is this safety track feature that will give me extra peace of mind just in case. On the other hand, If you want to check your levels before recording, you'll have to technically plug in some headphones because the tiny screens really isn't super helpful, I would say. And the last thing that I'm not a big fan of is that you don't really know what's happening. If anything has gone wrong, if your recording has stopped for any reason, it could just be because the battery has died or the memory card is full, then you don't know that your recording is stopped. On a side note, it is very hard to accidentally stop the recording on the Tascam. You really have to intentionally slide this button on the side to stop it, which is a very good thing in my opinion. So your talent will never accidentally, press the button if he's sitting down or something like this. So that's really a good point. And the last thing for the Tascam that's great is a small detail, but it's got the screw-on attachment for the cable, which means you'll never accidentally detach the lapel mic from the recorder. Let's now move on to the Rode. Obviously, the main advantage with working with wireless system is that you don't need to sync in post, so you're basically saving some time. The second would be that you can monitor the sound directly from the camera or from the small LCD screen on the receiver. Basically, if something goes wrong, you can act and fix it, of course, if possible. The great thing with the Wireless Go is that it can also be used without a lapel, which makes it very versatile. You can quickly clip it, as you saw in the video before, on someone, or pass it around if you're interviewing different people, for example, at an exhibition, so that's a great and neat feature. The Rode system is also very user-friendly. That being said, the Tascam is also super straightforward. You may just have, a few more options that you can change in the menus. And the last small advantage of the Rode is that you don't need an extra micro SD card, as the audio is baked straight into the video recorder. On the downside, you can get interferences with wireless systems in general. That could definitely ruin your shoot. Note that I actually personally never experienced any in the few months I've owned the mic. But I know that some reviewers have reported that it can be a huge issue. And lastly, you can also lose signal if the talent moves too far, of the recommended range that usually is actually smaller than the advertised range, I would say. And also if you move out of sight, if you go behind walls and things like this, your range will be quite restricted. In the end, it's actually hard to tell which is better. I personally will be keeping using the Tascam as my main one for videography jobs like interviews, because I prefer its sound, its reliability and the safety track feature. But if you're doing some less critical shoot where messing up doesn't matter as much, I think the Rode system is great. The Rode is definitely more versatile. For example, I've been using it for Zoom meetings recently, for giving some tutorials at uni. And there are a lot of cool hacks like this that you can do, like plug in a boom mic straight into the receiver, so you get a wireless boom mic essentially. So yeah, that's a lot of cool features. On a last note, just be aware that there has been recently a few new releases like the Zoom F2 and the Track E, I think, in a similar price range. And I'm pretty sure both of these new ones have 32-bit float recording, which is a very interesting feature. Thanks for watching, guys. If you do have any questions on the mics, please let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next one.